Ready? Hi, my beautiful people. And in this episode, we'll be talking about ghosting. Now, we're not talking about the duppy thing. We're talking about what happens when you date somebody and them just remove you from them life, right? So with me, I have three young people that are going to help us to discuss this topic of ghosting. But before we get into it, let me define what is ghosting for those persons who don't know, because I know my older folks might not know what ghosting is. So let me get into that. So ghosting, based on verywellmind.com, it says that ghosting is, a little colloquial dating term that became popular in the early 2000s. And it refers to abruptly cutting off contact with someone without giving that person any warning or explanation. And, the way they do this is the person no longer accepts or responds to phone calls, texts, messages, or they block you on all social media platforms or other online platforms. And the concept often refers to maybe romantic relationships or sometimes friendships. Now, I've been ghosted a couple times in my life, and with me, I have some guests that are going to talk about their experiences with being ghosting or being the ghoster. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Now, who have been ghosted or who have been the ghoster?
Both.
Both.
I've been ghosted.
And I've been ghosted also. So let me hear your stories. Najwa, you want to go first?
Sure, I can. So, let me just jump into it, I guess. So, I was talking to this guy. I was in college. I was talking to this guy. Boy, did nice bad. We were just talking, but it's like in the deep far from me, and then we like never get to see each other. But you know, I still invested time, my energy in the people that we watch out, because they're young and in love and love him out. We're going good for a couple months. We talk every day, call while they're at work. We're good in all of a sudden, out of nowhere. Not me texting, no answer. Not calling, no answer. And it's like, I can't go, but could never be. After my investment time, but like, baby. So, tears. And the funniest thing is that a couple months after that, him just pop up. When him pop up, he was like, oh, this is mostly an explanation for the ghost people. I was going through something personally and just didn't feel like I need to talk to anybody about it, so I just ghosted you. So yeah, that was my experience. Really hurt because I didn't really like boy, and I said, it's like I go somewhere. One of the budget. Okay.
Oh, Lord. What about you, Malik?
I had a girlfriend for a few months, maybe 6 or 7 months, I don't remember. But we were going through a rough time and came from school and she ghosted me. Like we saw each other that day, came from school, texted her, no response. 2 weeks passed, no response. I see her at school, she don't talk to me. So she ghosted me over a charger because I forgot to give her her charger. Can you believe it?
No.
That's right. I'm so serious. So that's our whole relationship because I forgot to give her my charger.
I don't believe that.
I'm so serious. I
Really?
wish I could show you the messages. Yeah,
Over a charger?
over a charger. She said that was the last straw for her to give up on the relationship.
A charger?
A charger.
So I'll take to leave a long time.
Maybe.
Yeah, you feel so. That's what
Maybe.
she said the last try.
Because we're going good enough. I bought her some stuff, took her out, all that. Then next week is just no contact. It's fine though.
Yeah, and it just fine so. I don't know if I can I don't know if I could deal with that. Just like somebody just saying, this is the last straw over a child and just disappear.
Just disappear.
No, but I mean, how that make you feel? Because
I
it
felt I
don't
felt
make
used in a sense. I felt used in a sense because um she was happy. I wouldn't say she wasn't because she seemed happy, but I feel like she should just get what she want and then she got bored and she move on or something. Because she has another person right now, like right after we stopped talking.
oh, so maybe she had a person
Maybe she had the
before.
person before. Yeah.
What about you, Courtney?
So for me, um, I don't know where to start. Um, you want to know if I've ever been ghosted?
Yes.
Yes, I've been ghosted before, by this girl. Mm, my son is this girl. By this girl, and we're going good and whatever, and then just stop talking to me. Like just stop talking to me. And I called her, to check up on her, I texted her, and then she sees that she was posting on IG and stuff, and I was like, okay, girl, I'm done. Like, if you decide to talk to me, I'm done. It's okay, and I'm done. It hurt, no jokes, it did. But maybe it's a taste of my own medicine. Because I do ghost people too. So,
Oh, there you well, and we still get into the ghoster part of it. And I've been ghosted a couple times too, but it was by friends or by, well, persons I thought were my friends. Because you guys are young, you guys are what, millennials? And I'm from the older school where we don't really ghost people, we talk about things and ash it out and then we say we're done and that's it. But I can remember it was my very good friend, a friend that I had from back in university days. And we are going a come and thing. And then all of a sudden it was in COVID time. So, you think because of COVID and so people lose like a contact. But I realized I'm hearing from this person. And then because of COVID, I say, wonder what happened to this person. So I call down the person, call all of them workplace, everything. Me like go pull out, the investigative type of thing. Go through people and other people and all of that, but try find the person, left message, everything, with people. And then we realize nothing. I not hear from the person. Me not like no response. So I figure so the person blocked me from them phone and things. So I reach out to somebody else who knows that person. And I say, a long time I hear from this person, you have them number. When him give me the number, guess what? I the same number what me have for the person. So that means them really block me. I mean, social media, everything totally blocked. And that was my first time being ghosted. And me say, what could I go on? What could I happen? Because the last time, we did all right. You know what I mean? And I felt so bad. And even to this day, me not have no closure because me I say, what me do? So, I mean, when somebody ghosts you, is there an explanation sometimes? What is it? How it make you feel? Because me know somebody did really hurt. And as I said, me not have no closure at all. So it's like me say, was I such a bad friend? I don't know what I did. I don't know what I should have done. Let's talk about the closure part of it. Is there any closure when you're ghosted?
I personally didn't get any closure, no. Because I remember texting her after a few weeks of no contact. And she said, I don't need to give you any closure. We'll just stop talking.
Just so?
Just so. And I remember going on TikTok and I saw she reposted a video. The video said, don't give them any satisfaction of closure. So I said, okay, maybe she just want to be toxic or, you know, really just don't want to give me a closure. but I didn't get any, no. And this was last year, October.
Oh dear. And this happened to me, like, as I says, in COVID time, which is almost 5 years now. And I still not have no closure. I still want to see the person for say, what me did do you? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
basically.
So like Najwa, when them say it was just like a personal reason or personal reasons, and how that did make you feel that you could have come
I
to
was
me and
upset.
discuss things?
I was upset because when we're growing up, we see how adults might communicate. We might have a good example of what communication is as it pertains to that. As adults, you should sit down and talk about your problems, whether you're talking to your friend, your partner, whomever it be. And I said to him that, do you know the type of person I am, so therefore, if you wanted to have some alone time, if you're never ready for or at least talking about it, and if I have the energy or whatever to continue something. Let me know how we stop talking on good terms, there wouldn't be any issues, we'd be fine. But no, he decided to tell me that okay, and whatever. He did apologize about it. I mean, honestly, I did get closure from the whole ghosting situation. We were friends, so I think it has a lot to do with communication and the fact that sometimes them just don't them having the most stupid reason as to why they do it sometimes. And then they're like, okay, I'm not gonna give a reason because I want to look like an idiot if I was supposed to get the bank and have to make such one mistake.
Okay, but I'm thinking, because I'm from the school where we communicate, like we talk about things. And I'm thinking, isn't it easier to just express your feelings and communicate? And for me, it's like ghosting is the coward way out. Like that is taking the coward way out. You're being a coward because you can't come to me and just say, oh, me could just break this, end this. What you guys think? Is this a cowardly way out?
Not all the times. It depends on the situations because sometimes it might be a case where you've been communicating with this person about stuff that you don't like and it just has not changed. So you just dip and just leave. Like, just go your business. If you guys have been trying and it's not working, in that case, I don't think you're being encouraged. But if it's in a case where you're going through something like, oh, I'm going through something, I couldn't tell you one simple, I am going through something. I don't know, I could have said something, but I understand that all the time as well, people can say that. Not all the time people can stop and say, hey, I'm going through something, they don't have to communicate that. So I don't always, it depends on the situation.
I think you can always talk things out. And especially with what Najwa said. I mean, if you invest in your time and your energy and your effort in this person, whether it's just talking on the phone, you're going out, whatever it is, you invest your time. And if you're going through something, you can say to me, yo, may I go through something right now? Give me a little space. And let me determine if that means give a little space for a while or we're done. You don't think so?
But at the same time, when Courtney says that it depends on the situation, it does. Because I have had another situation where it's a case where we continuously have to be talking about something and communicating your feelings about something. That person is not getting it or not cooperating or not communicating the same way. Well, technically not reciprocating the energy that you need them to reciprocate. I'm not going to waste my time anymore in talk to you. I'm going to ghost you because therefore you don't see the appreciation. You don't have any appreciation, I should say, in the fact that I'm trying to communicate with you efficiently.
Okay, I get that. I get that. If you're always communicating and the person just not getting it, then I understand why you would say, all right, this is it. But at the same time, me want to tell you, say, this is it. So it's just like Malik, like, I find somebody new. More go about my business. Somebody just gonna say, brother, this is it. I find somebody else. And then we just deal with it per se than to just say, this is the last straw. I never give him a charger. Or you never lend me a charger. So that's it.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'd have rather her to talk to me because we've had conversations before because we were going through a rough time. And I said to her, if there's anything that I'm doing wrong, talk to me. If there's anything that you want to see changed between us, talk to me. If it's a case where you lose feelings and you don't want to talk anymore, just tell me. Honestly, it would have been better. We could have probably saved the friendship if she just came to me and said, Malik, I found someone new and I think we should move on. I said, people, fine, we'll move on and we'll fix it from there. But just dipping, I don't like that.
Yeah, and I don't like that part either. Because just to say, just to move on completely. I don't know if I could deal with that. I prefer like me a person who me we malice a little and then we are friend again. I prefer you just come talk to me and say, all right, I find somebody new, but I malice you for a little bit and then we are friend. I can't heal you up the truth. Me like that, me just prefer that part there. But I mean, ghosting, is it because of the times of like social media and phones and that sort of thing why it is so prevalent or easy to ghost people nowadays? Because I remember back in my day, we never even have house phone, much less cell phone. So it's like it was even easier to ghost people, but we never even take that route. You had to meet people and talk to people, but we never used to ghost people. So we we used to talk it out. So why is it so easy now? Is it because people don't regard people's feelings, or it's just the age and time of the social media thing where it's so easy to just block you? What do you think?
For the social media aspect, yeah, but like the questions you're asking, you don't just have one answer. Because it can be a case where, yeah, it's because of social media and we don't see each other and we can show us back and away from everything. Or it can just be a case where our generation decides that we're going to place boundaries down, you know? We enforce our boundaries. We're serious about our boundaries. So if we talk to you about something a couple of times and it's not working out, nothing is changing, I'm leaving. And I don't necessarily have to say goodbye because obviously in those conversations I would have stated that hey, if this not fixed, I'll leave. And if you're not fixed, I'm leaving. And I'm cutting you off. And some people might see that as ghosting, but it's not necessarily ghosting. Like, we talk about it, I ain't no word. But yeah, that's just from my feeling.
And I see Najwa saying amen to that about
Because
boundaries.
boundaries, you have to set boundaries with everybody. And if it's a case where I keep on setting boundaries and you keep breaking my boundaries or you don't respect my boundaries, I'm not necessarily ghosting you. I am showing you that if you're not going to respect my boundaries, I'm going to remove myself from that equation because I do not need your energy.
But for me, I
So
think boundaries is, don't you have to set the boundaries and make the person know your boundaries?
they
But
do.
we do set boundaries, but then you do have those people who just can't stay within their boundaries and they just keep overstepping, or pushing you to see what you're going to do or how you're going to react, and I'm not going to react. I'm just going to leave.
All right, we talk
And
about
that's
what is the boundaries? Remember, understand what the boundaries is.
let me start with that. All right. So for instance, let me do workplace. So I work. All right. So in a month, let me get 2 weeks. I have 1 day off in the week every other week. So for 1 week I work 6 days, and for next week I work 5 days. Under no circumstances should my boss just pop up and say, "Oh, Najwa, you have to work this Sunday." No, she already stipulated that my day off is normally on a when I'm working 6 days, it's on a Sunday. When I'm working 5 days, it's on a Sunday and it's on a Wednesday. You do not demand that I should work that Wednesday and work 12 days for the 2 weeks. You should say to me, and this is where you respecting my boundary comes in. As my boss, she says, send me a message or she sees me in person. Hey, Najwa, I have a lot of things to get done, and I wouldn't mind if you give me a couple hours on Sunday to get this done. As she respecting my boundaries. Her disrespecting my boundaries is she going ahead and saying, Najwa, you have to work this Sunday. You don't have a choice if you don't work so and so. Like she's giving me an ultimatum that I have to choose between coming to work and taking my day off. In the instance of a partner, so for instance, I have a thing where I require my partner to always communicate efficiently when he's leaving the house. So for instance, I don't want to know I don't need to know exactly where you're going, but if you're going to be on the road for a certain amount of hours, I don't require you to text me 50 million times during the day as you young people. I said just to be extra. But if you can send me a message in the morning or in the afternoon when you get the time, say hi honey or hey babe, I'm going to be busy for the rest of the day, but I'll check in on you when I get the time or I'll give you a call when I get the time. That's my partner respecting my boundaries to let me know that, okay, I don't have to worry about him. I'm fine. And he's letting me know that he is. He disrespecting my boundaries now is you going ahead and not texting me for the whole day or for 3/4 of the day. Out of 24-hour day, 16 hours, you're missing. I do not know where you are, what you're doing, nothing at all. So in the start of a employer and an employee, you set your contract as to what you want, and I tell you my expectations and my boundaries for my job. With my partner, before we even think about be getting into a relationship, you have to have a friendship or you have to have an understanding where you set your boundaries, your likes, your dislikes, and what you're going to stand for and what you don't stand for.
Friendship as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and friendship.
Yeah, but it sounds to me like, is it boundaries or rules? You can't have
No,
you can't have
it's
wiggle
boundaries.
room or what happened to the okay, you set your boundaries, but what happened to the person, the other person? Suppose the other person will feel like call and checking in. So them say, well, my boundary is me not have to call you and tell you when me up on the road. How that go?
As a normal person or not even a relationship or anything, it's respectful to do so. If you're talking to somebody, out of the respect you have for them, you're going to automatically let them know, babe, I'm going to be on the road for a few hours. I'm just letting you know. That is out of respect. Not every relationship that you have or not every friend. Like my father, I don't necessarily have to tell my father, okay, daddy, me I go yes so. But also the respect and also knowing that, okay, my father have that little something here where he require me to let him know that I'm on the road if I am in case of anything. That is you being respectful, and that's my father boundary. Me can't leave him yard and just I left so adult or not, I live under his roof. So there's my father setting his boundaries. Let my father sit down and talk about the boundaries. Since I'm an adult, talk about the boundaries that we have, the things I cannot do while living under his roof. So me not doing that now, me I disrespect my father and disrespect the boundaries that we have with me living under his household. So even though I might not like to do it, if I respect you enough, I'm going to do it. So there you go. So you might not like to do it, your boundaries that you might not like to do it, but you have to be respectful to the other person and their boundaries. So there might be certain things I don't like that you need. And I being respectful and knowing that, okay, I really like that person here, I respect that person here enough, I'm going to respect your boundaries.
And
But then
then
it depends too, because sorry, I gotta say something, but I totally forgot.
no, because boundaries, when you I agree with the boundaries, and I know that yes, people will take advantage of you, so you have to set certain boundaries. But what's like the time period is it just I set my rule, I set my boundaries, whether it's in a relationship or for like work, and when I set my boundaries, how long or what is considered overstepping that boundary or disrespecting that boundary? Because for me, like an employer, sometimes will have things to be done, and they may say to you, you have to come in on the Saturday. The agreement is that I don't work on a Saturday, but do I just say the first time them ask or say me have to come in, is it that, all right, you overstep the boundary now, or is it that over a period of time when you do it, then me gonna say, you disrespect me now. Whether it's work or in a relationship. Is there wiggle room? Is there a time period the person have to do it 1 time, 2 time, 3 time? How the disrespecting the boundaries and stepping the boundaries go?
It depends, and it depends on the type of person you are, because you have some people who say, as I step over it, I am gone, I am done. But then for me, it is where I communicate and I say, hey, I don't like this, I don't like that. I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. But then it's when you consistently try to get me to do it again, or you consistently ask again, or toss the boundary, toss the boundary, toss the boundary, every time to be saying, I don't like this, I don't like this, da, da, da. That's it for me. So 1 and 2 time, okay, fine. You're still learning because remember, after you set your boundary, someone has to learn and adjust to it. So you still have to give them time to adjust to it at the end of the day. Some people never adjust to it any at all. But for me, if I give you 1 and 2 passes to say, hey, all right, I just don't understand that. But if at third time you decide that, hey, I am going to say, no, that's it for me. And it depends on who and how they communicate with you as well. Because coming to work on a Saturday, we have things to get done. No, it depends on how you communicate and how you talk to the person as well, because that's the person's boundary and you're overstepping it. And if you overstep somebody's boundary, it depends on wanting to do this, so do this.
Wanna make me sound like me long suffering, because if my boss say come in on Saturday, but want to save my work, so me go come. So this is like a giver for me.
No, but it depends on the bond you have with the person as well and how they talk to you. I think Malik wants to say something.
Oh, I was going to say, when it comes on to work contracts, I don't think you necessarily have to come in on a Saturday. It'd be more like a favor than actual work. So it's not like you have to do it, but if you do it, it creates, I guess, a better bond between you and your employer. But if it's a case where it's consistent or they always ask you to do it, it's more of they see you as the only person who will come in on a Saturday because nobody else not gonna do it. But me know so you're gonna do it, so I'm gonna talk to you. When it comes on to partners, though, I think everyone should be given more than one chances. Only if it depends on the situation. If it's cheating, obviously, you're supposed to leave because you shouldn't disrespect yourself by accepting, being cheated on by your partner. But if it's a case where you say to someone, if you're going on the road and you know you're going to be gone for a while, text me. And they don't text you, speak to them about it. If it's a case where they do it again and consistently do it again, then you can say, okay, they're overstepping, they're disrespecting me because they clearly don't respect my wishes to just send a message saying, babe, I'm going on the road. I'll be right back. Simple. It's literally a 1 minute message. It's not hard to send. It's not time consuming. It's just a 1 minute message to communicate. A lot of people lack communication when it comes on to boundaries. You can set boundaries, but the persons who set the boundaries don't necessarily communicate what the boundaries are. And the persons who are receiving the boundaries don't necessarily respect the boundaries that the person has set, which causes a lot of issues in relationships, friendships, relationships, and employers.
Well, that's true. And well,
Sometimes we can compromise because sometimes you can compromise with boundaries because if I see it differently and you see it differently, but we can find a middle ground. We can work with that middle ground where somebody can compromise. If you decide that you want to, that is.
or is it the way that you feel for somebody or the way you feel towards somebody? Because listening to you, I remember me married now, but I remember when I just started talking to my husband and he was the person who was always, texting when you leave the house, text when I'm on the road, checking up on me and that sort of thing. Now me happy go lucky, so half of the time me left phone in a car, me left phone in a yard, me up on the road busy, busy, busy. So me don't even have time for call or text him. And I remember that was a big problem for us because he was always like, you can't just say that you're going here or you're going there to me. You have to make me wonder where you did all day. And I was like, how did a man him want just back at me, everything I must report. You know what I mean? And if it was now, maybe he would have probably ghosted me long time because I don't know, or maybe I'm a good looks at everything where I'm just stick to me. But we went like long time for me to actually, said to myself, say right. And it was one day where I could not find him. Me call, couldn't get him. Everything, but couldn't find him. And I got worried. And I saw now, I say, I saw him always I feel when me not answer the phone and when me not, you know what I mean? So it's like, if it was now, maybe him would have just say, me set my boundary, she can't call me, she never answer for her phone yet. To hell with her. You know what I mean? But as Malik said, it is the communication or the bond that you probably have with the person. So if you're looking long term with a person, you're probably going to stick it out a little longer. What do you think about that? If it's a try a thing, we're just a try a thing, then bye-bye. But long term, if you're saying, all right, I'm really into this person, I'm going to go on, and maybe the boundaries get broader and longer. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I think most people have boundaries set at the beginning of the relationship, and depending on how the relationship flows, boundaries can widen, boundaries can tighten, it can change. Both persons can adapt to the situation because just as how the person should adapt to your boundaries, you can also adapt to the fact that they might not be able to meet all your boundaries. Like there are some things you have to drop off for you to have a good relationship with that person. So I do agree that long term, you can have your boundaries set, changed, and deleted.
Oh, so it's something that there is wiggle room then. You can sometimes cut off a person. Sometimes if it depends, like Najwa, you seem like you're very into communication. So I know for you, if the person communicates, talks, express, you might give them a little more wiggle room. But Courtney may get from you once you do this 1 and 2 time, my God. Okay. All right. And for me, I think it's important to build relationships. As Malik said, the bond, to build bonds. And I know for my generation of people, me over 40. So I know for my generation of people, building relationship and bonds is very important. Like from school days, you have the same set of friends, and then coming up into work, you build relationships that will carry you through the end. I get a lot of work from my friends that I had in university. Because as you grow, people get big work, people start them own companies, that sort of thing. And it's the relationships and the bonds that you have at that time that transcends and carry you up till now. But I'm a little worried that, with this ghosting thing, that if you're so quick to just drop people, how can, the trust and the communication, the respect, all of that is eroded. So let's talk about how do we actually build bonds and relationships nowadays when it's so easy to just forget you and go. Malik, you want to take up that one?
Um, Building bonds, it's a very specific topic because, bond building can be through schoolwork, it could be through games, it could be through basic day-to-day life. I think when it comes on to a partner, memories are the biggest factor in building a relationship because you can be dating someone but don't do anything with them. If you sit on the phone with them all day, you guys don't do any activities, you don't really talk about anything specific. There really is no bond building. Like they could leave at any point and you have nothing to remember them by. I think you should build bonds by creating memories. Go out, if it's even to just walk around the park and a dog chase you, I want to start laugh about it. That's something to bond over. Um, I feel like many people, especially nowadays, prefer to sit at home and watch TV, just have them on the phone. There's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, you're not creating any memories. So you're not really building any bonds between you guys.
And that's so true. Because I remember like the way we used to end relationships, and as I said, it would have been so in my days, it would have been so easy to ghost people because you actually had to meet people. So if you don't leave your yard and go meet somebody at church or somewhere, it's easy for just forget them because you just not meet them. But we had, how we used to break up with people back then? Like we come up with story, the amount of story we could have write book. And the first thing you used to tell a guy, Malik, the first thing you used to tell a guy back then, was, me gonna turn Christian. The amount of me and my friend them was supposed to come preach at church. The amount of Christian, every church, may I tell you, every guy is supposed to say, we're supposed to be Virgin Mary, Mother of God by now. Because that's the first thing you used to tell people. So you got to turn Christian. So you have to end the relationship because you're going to your church. You know what I mean? So we used to make up all sorts of stories. So we're going to move, go country. You used to make up story upon story upon story and tell the guys, and you get all of your friends into it too, so it was a real production, and even to this day, when I see some of those guys, we laugh about it because like them say, you really did turn Christian, or some of the stories where you tell them, they come up and them say, oh, Claudine, when I did lie, And we laugh about it now, but these are the things that, because you offer that closure. Yeah, the person might know say a little liar tell or them, but you talk it out, you know what I mean? And you can laugh about it. No, it's not like I can't see them. If I see them, I have to hide them. You know what I mean? The bond, we can talk about those things now. And we not feel no way. We just talk and laugh, So the bond and that relationship, just offering that little closure, the little explanation to the things than just missing is what gets me. How we can just simply just miss it from out of each other life. So, and if we just always block you and then just pick you up back when we feel like picking you up back. Me no see no bond and no relationship for the future that can be established. You know what I mean? But some of the words that I was reading something, and some of the words that they say that when you're ghosted, these are some of the words that explain how people feel. They say that they feel that people are immature, that people are inconsiderate, and some people feel dejected or rejected, and sometimes it's hurtful. There's no communication, there's no closure to anything. Now, when you're being ghosted, or like you, Courtney, you said that you have ghosted somebody before. How you feel about being considered inconsiderate, immature? You think you are immature or inconsiderate?
The people all the time, we've been communicating about something, it's just not working. So you've had countless conversations about it and it's not working. So I finally decided to leave. I don't think so, because at one point I used to be the type to say, hey, this is my last straw, done, we're going to separate, go separate ways, whatever. But then after a while, I realized that not everybody values that, and it can be taken as something else. So I just stop. And if you've been communicating about it over and over and it don't work, I'm going to leave. Like, I'm just going to leave. So I haven't ever just get up one day and just say, oh, I'm not going to talk to the rest here. Don't tell me. Just have to ghost it completely. And I'm like, if I talk to you again, like, just, yeah. I don't know. Or for friendship though, for me, it's when I'm going through something and I just take a step back and I pull back. That's why I said before previously that people can't always bring themselves to communicate that way and going through this, because it's not as easy as it seems. But no, if people think I'm immature and inconsiderate and all of that, I can say the word on my head and in my hands. So
You know, it sound like a selfish generation. It's all about me and my boundaries. Want to think about that?
no.
You being selfish?
But you
Mm-mm.
have to protect your peace.
No, it's
Yeah.
not about protecting.
Peace.
Some people are just peace protectors all the time, but they have people who try. The peace protector is Najwa. She's the peace protector. But they have the people who will give you chances and chances and try and it just don't work. So you just leave, and I don't think when you finally decide to leave, I don't think it's you being selfish because when you finally decide to leave without having a conversation, no that talk about it enough, or no that try enough, and you're just tired and draining. So you just leave. What am I going to say? You can't always say to the person to say, hey, this is draining. We're gonna stop talking now. Not everybody can have that conversation. Some people you just have to leave silently. Just go your way. Like just take your time, ease out and leave.
Najwa, you think you're selfish?
Yeah. When it comes down to my peace, and if I feel like say I'm gonna hurt me a little bit, you got to go. Got to go. Like I've had, I haven't ghosted many people, but if I feel like say talking to you and not gonna make no sense no more, I don't see the reason for. First of all, if I don't see the reason for you to be talking to you anymore, your phone number is taking up space in my phone. It needs to go.
So all the phone number you delete too?
Delete. When you text me and say, hi, Najwa, how you doing? Me, I got answer, you say me, hi, I'm good, and I don't know who I'm talking to.
Oh dear.
But that's just me. It's not the best thing. And sometimes it's not always good to be selfish. But that's just how I am. Maybe not with everybody. Sometimes, depending on who the person is, they might get like a 2 chance or 3 chance or 4 chance. Because sometimes I can't always be selfish. Sometimes I have to be considerate and not inconsiderate about others and their. And the older I get, the more I understand that I cannot be selfish, as Courtney will preach to me all the time, is that I need to be more considerate of others and their feelings. But to be honest, sometimes, depending on the person, it don't make sense to be considerate because then they might continue with the same energy that you don't want to deal with. So it really depends on the person and the situation.
So about forgiveness, like
No, but
First off,
we forgive
it's
you.
that me, it's like forgive and forget. Something that me more than likely forget than forgive. Like me is the other way around.
she's a little selfish, Warrior.
Malik, could you forgive that girl
But
who say is the last straw, because you never give
of
me charge?
course,
I could forgive her. I would
Miss
forgive
Malik.
her, but I wouldn't speak to her again.
Okay, so you would forgive, but
For your sake,
Yeah.
your inner peace. Yeah.
Not necessarily inner peace. It's more of I don't see a future with her. Like even as friends, I wouldn't want someone who would do that to me in my circle anymore. So she could be a good person. She could have changed for all I care. I don't care. Just you already did something bad to me, so I don't see the need to continue speaking to you in that manner.
so I want to make me sound like me just so long suffering. Because me, you would have just me want to talk it out and then me your friend again.
I don't know. And I feel like with our generation too, we were trying to come out of the era where we're people pleasers. Like when I was young, I was such a people pleaser. And I was thinking about how this person would feel and how that person would feel, and I slowly things a lot. But at the same time, I'm trying to teach myself that you can't please everybody. You can't always just forgive. And every time you forgive, you're draining your energy. You're draining, it's bringing down your mental health. So at some point, you just have to stop. And that's the difference between, you know,
Your generation and our generation.
Oh, no,
But
no,
there's
let's not.
nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being a people pleaser right now. But it comes to an extent where you have to consider yourself and how it's affecting you and your life. So when Malik says he will forgive her, and he's not necessarily forgiving her for even himself, he's forgiving her for herself. Because even if she might come and say, Malik, we can't be friends again, and Malik will say, honestly, I've forgiven you for anything that you've done to me, but I just can't put myself in that situation where I'm going to put you in my space to do that to me again. Because let's be honest, if somebody do something once, them can do it again. And you separating them from your life is letting you know as yourself say, you are set yourself say, Najwa, as much as you might want to give this person a small chance to be able to prove themselves to you again, are you willing to let them back into your life to either do that or they can do the opposite of that? So it's a push and shove type of thing. And then honestly, our generation, we honestly not have time for think about all of them something there. And with us not having to think about certain people's feelings, we can just move along with our lives pretty easier.
some of the people don't even care about our feelings to begin with. Sometimes you just have to care. Like sometimes you should care, but sometimes you just should not care. Yeah.
Malik, may I ask you now, if you see that girl, like, say if you see that girl and she have a flat tire or she need help along the way, would you help her? Or
Yeah, I'm
say,
not a
me no know she to hell and that's it.
no, I'm not a bad person. I wouldn't say that as being, you know, a people pleaser or whatever. I'm seeing that as basic human decency. Someone needs help. If I can help them, help them. So I would help her, yeah. But small talk, I'm fine. I wouldn't have any small talk. I wouldn't try to I'm moving on, but if you need some help with your flat tire, I'll help you. Sure. That's it.
Courtney, would you help the person if that person who ghosts you and
No.
you see that them need help, you would have helped them? Or you would have just said, me no know you, because you don't know me.
I don't know. I've been in situations like that before where people I used to talk to, people that hurt me, people that ghosted me. I see them in public and they need help. I'm not gonna help them, but I'm not gonna talk to you after that. We're not gonna be besties after that. But in the situation where you need help, I'm going to help. You give me something I can help with, I'm going to help. But I'm not gonna just leave you there. That's not me. But I'm not sure. How do you feel? Because your face.
Yes, Najwa, if that guy come back and say, oh, me need like help on do this, you can help me?
Him know better than that.
So you wouldn't even turn an eye?
I'm the opposite of Malik and Courtney. Because the first what I'm going to think about is if I'm in that situation, if they would do what I do. And that is how I think majority of the time now. Because majority of what you do for people, if you were in that situation, I'm not going to do it for you. So if it's a case where I know that even though me and that person might not be on good terms, but they're still going to, if I have a flat tire and them see me, them still gonna help me, that's fine, I'll go and help you. But see if I know that type of person say, if I did me on the side of the road, them would help me not help you, me I drive right past you. And if there's a puddle, me I drive through
Flash
puddle.
them.
Yeah.
That's why you're cold, man. Come for me.
Because I have
I
learned
can help you
that
to the
people are
end.
not appreciative. No. I know funniest thing, you might do that one thing. I'm gonna pass it. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. Sorry.
This is
Love y'all.
why,
For being like that.
this is why there should always be a balance in friendship. You have to be the one that cares, you have to have the one that cares, and the one that does not care. And you know, I teach her when to care, and she has to teach me sometimes when to just leave things alone and not care. That's why balance is important in this world.
Amen. Amen.
So we're basically saying it depends on the person. If you know that the person is not going to reciprocate it, then you leave them alone. But if you know so the person going to help you too, if you fall into anything, then sure, I'll help.
But sometimes, you might in a good mood, or God might say to you, Najwa, just help them, or Courtney, just help them. And you'll do it out of feeling that, all right, I feel like doing something good, or you're honest, just to the person, and also the genuine care that you have overall. You say, all right, let me just help them. You're not really thinking about anything with them put you through, or anything you want to go through as two persons. You're just being, as Malik did say, you're just being a basic human, having basic human decency.
Okay, okay. And I mean, when I think about all of this, what advice would you give somebody who have been how you can move on from being ghosted? Because me not really move on yet. My friend ghosts me not hear nothing. It's like you just move off from the face of the earth. There's no closure for me, and I feel a way about that. Me no move on yet. Me still try even get in contact with the person up to now, 5 years later. How do you move on?
To be considerate of yourself. You have to be considerate about yourself and your feelings. Yeah, it hurts. Been 5 years, it still hurts. But you are making effort, they are not. That says a lot. If they wanted to get in contact with you, they would have.
But I want to know what I do.
No, and I do understand. I don't feel like anybody can truly move on from being ghosted. Stuff it down and it goes to the person. Basically, what them say, out of sight, out of mind, something like so.
Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind until it pop up one day and you think about something, or you see that person again and you remember. But I don't feel like people truly get over certain situations if they don't get closer, like ghosting. It's just like you push it to the back of your mind. You don't think about it consistently. And I know you want to know really to the friend. But the truth is you tried over and over and over and over. And at some point you just have to stop. That friend, you're a good friend and you put in X amount of work and you've been trying. It's okay to stop trying. I know you want to know, but it's just not always going to.
Someone must just not think about it and think about the person.
Oh, you're going to think about it, but you should just stop investing your energy and stop trying to reach. I'm not saying I got to think about it, trust me, I got to think about it. But the calling and post such and such and blah, 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 just kind of pull back, and maybe when you pull back and stop like calling or trying to reach out, if this person is not reciprocating to me like for 5 years, maybe that's when you realize that, hey, someone really do more than to try and reach out. So you know what? If they want to, they will. Probably in the future when you stop trying, this person will say, hey, let's have the conversation, and yeah, you can have the conversation, but as for now, I'm thinking, what's person? Easy, but still sleep, right?
To
And I know,
yourself.
I know you want to know, but
Yeah, because me want the closure. Someone want to know what me do.
I mean,
But
I
like
got
say,
always get closure.
you go want to be friend with her again. You go want to talk about.
Yeah, being closed.
yeah,
It's friendship, relationship, another time I get it. And sometimes I just have to go deal with it. It's like a math problem that you can't solve. If somebody else can't solve it for you, then you just left it, make it stay and move on with it, if you're a man. Because I probably did want closure if you did ask me a month ago. But if you ask me right now, I'm fine. Because if me get the closure right now, it's going to spark a whole another issue. It's going to spark a whole another conversation. And I think it'd be better off if I don't have that right now. So maybe I shouldn't have the closure.
depends on the bond that you had with the person, Probably you don't have enough memories together, you don't have enough pictures together, you have where besties are tight. Trust me, it's gonna stay on your mind, but at some point you just have to stop. You just have to stop, and it's okay. It's okay to stop. Just
And
get up. Mm-hmm.
at that point, if it's a case where you and the person were that close enough, best friends, go out and everything, and them did without closure, was it really that close? Because if them did get up and leave after all of that, maybe they never see it as how you see it, and it could be
But
one-sided.
say that because probably they did, but I feel like after 5 years, by now, even if they, them said the value it at
Yeah.
believe it, the 5 years, I don't know, the 5 years is very long. Probably that person will come back, but just not right now. Probably, something to pull you guys together, have that little hope. I'm giving you a little hope. Probably, something tragic will just have to pull you guys back together or something. And for me too, I feel like we can't say it was never important because I've had friends that I just stopped talking to. But I give them multiple things. I would say, I'm gonna do. I just left. But after that, I would see like school and one person, like, she not had to me, like, she had to it, but um, and I send her suggestions, or should I tell my birthday, I'm tell her about happy birthday. We're just not on that level anymore. And it's not that I start pursuing myself. And if the friendship is supposed to work and we're supposed to rekindle in the future, not never say never do because people say no. But to the person there, and they're going to. Never say never. Because probably if you know talk in the future it will happen and maybe a friendship will be stronger. Who knows? But for now it just happen. It's a break.
So just forget about it until. But what you do when you see the person, like what am I for do when I see if I see the person again? So if tomorrow I go somewhere, the person, I see the person, what am I for do? Do I just continue like nothing happened? Because knowing myself, me go say, what? What me do?
Yeah, but
Or
that's
just
you.
ignore the person or
You are. And it depends on the fun too. Malik, what you
You
know?
you didn't see the person.
don't see
That's
the
all I
person.
have to say. You just didn't see them. You didn't see them. You never see them. That's all you can say to yourself. You never see them.
Let me open up a bit.
Wait, Malik, you never have any glasses. You can't see so far.
Exactly. See?
Right, right. Like for example, Malik and I, we don't talk all the time and there's that back and forth. But if I see Malik in a person, I'm gonna say my walk past me. I'm not gonna say hello, I, and say hi, because even though whatever, I'm still gonna talk to you because I still value the friendship. But it just depends on the type of friendship you guys have. So if it depends on the type of friendship you are too. And maybe Malik they see me and walk past me because he must say, me not see you, but I know you. But me not care. Me I say I. And yeah, better tell me back I too. I mean, you never let go food out of the fridge. But like, it depends on you because for you go to that person and say, hey, hi, what's up? It just depends. And if you do that, nothing around to because you want closure. And at the end of the day, nothing is wrong with closure, but at some point, it just have to be so.
So just not care, just walk past the person. After
Maybe you have to show them that you actually don't care. For them to actually say, I'm gonna go touch Claudina. See if she
Yeah,
ask.
but
But
really,
you have
that's true
to
because I don't know say hi. I should never
yeah.
say. Yeah.
Mhm.
me
Then maybe they
can't be like, oh no. Me don't even could do that because the way me want the closure, the way me want no. Because this has been my friend for like 4 years, 3 years at university. And when we start work, everything, the person used to come on my house, stay at my house, everything. So we had that bond, you know what I mean? And the way me want to know what me do, what me say. Me don't know
Well,
if we can just ignore the person. Like, if me see the person today, me I'll go touch them and say, what me do?
it probably doesn't even have anything to do with you, but until then, no, but if they get the closure for you, just text us. Text another group. Hey, guys, get closure to that. But, yeah, but I don't know. It just depends. And then for me too, a lot of people try to shove it down and just ignore it. But then that's why I said, just feel your feelings. You have to always take those things. You have to always care, but you have to just draw the line. Like you just have to kind of pull back with texting and calling and trying to reach out because you tried enough. And you're going to always care, you can always think about it, and that's okay. Feel your feelings through until you don't feel it anymore and get over it. But if you see the person, you want to say,
But I agree with you, you know. I agree that you should have probably dosed to the person, because if the person totally blocked me from everything, I have tried and tried. No call back. Them block me from text, phone.
and it probably doesn't even have anything to do with you. It's probably something made up in the mind. It's probably something so delusional and far from the truth. It's probably doesn't have anything to do with you.
So you know
It
me,
could
Courtney,
be.
and you know, say sometimes, you know, me go above and beyond when me ready. So me I say, I could have was so.
Probably because we go somewhere late.
I mean, always late.
Just like how I say, don't see them. I've been in a situation with the same girl. She ghosted me. This was during the relationship, and we are in the same friend group. So we were supposed to meet up at school to study for physics. Met up at school. It was about 6 of us, and we were going to order pizza. She hasn't spoken to me all day. She didn't even look at me. No eye contact, no speaking, no nothing. It's like she ghosted me in real life. So when they said no, we're going to order pizza, she said, 5 away, I forgot makeup. But Jackson said, using fake names, Jackson said, it's 6 of us here. She said, no, it's 5. I felt me, I feel like she may never exist.
She
But
rude.
she rude, come never exist.
Rude.
And
Yeah,
then
she rude.
after she started talking to me again, she's like, oh, I didn't realize I said 5. What do you mean you never realized I said 5? You know that most 6 over there.
She didn't want to do that for cheat and nerve. And that's it for me. That level of pettiness, I will never go to it. Because if we're in the same friend group or whatever, if I make up for buy pizza, me not gonna say, probably me not gonna ask you, it depends. Probably me not gonna ask you. But like I said to them, say, XYZ might want pizza to ask them, you know? Include them. Remember, we different still, and everybody's different. And that's understandable. But 5, and
No, but that sound like to me, Malik, like she flex her muscle. She take it for idiot. But basically that she try say is like, me no consider you at all. You're not dead. So it's like she take it for idiot. Now she know she deserve to look upon and say, you know exist to me.
I mean, take it still. My fault because I didn't have the self-respect to know when to leave and get up and say, all right, my time to move on. I sat there, I stayed in the relationship. So there's really no one to blame except me when it comes on to that factor.
And so you see sometimes people know them always say don't know who for frightened. And sometimes are the good girls or the good guys all the time get it, what do you think? Cause she just rude because she knows say Malik, you sound to me like an old soul, somebody a nice person who is gonna, take it and give people the benefit of the doubt. And it's like she know that. So it's like she'll play upon you.
Yeah, 100%. Because um, I like to view relationships based off what I see my parents go through. 'Cause my parents are very good people, and I like how their relationships are working out. So my mom always gives my dad chances. Dad always do the same thing. So I'm like, we're not gonna do this, we're not gonna do that. Maybe, just maybe, next week it'll go fix, or a week after, or the week after. Maybe something will go change. No, I didn't me. I was the problem. I'm sure I leave from a long time, to be honest.
You're never the problem. She's the problem because she had take advantage of you and your personality. And that's the problem. And that is it.
Yeah. I did see her though. I still see her at school every day because she's in my calculus class as well. And as I said, just don't see the person. You walk past them. If you make eye contact, you never make eye contact. Just walk same way. I never see her at all. And it's been since October, as I said.
Wow. Well, which she would have said go up. We
Yeah,
let her
go.
come go. Out of sight, out of mind, because she not have no, as Najwa would have said, she not have no respect for you or your boundaries at all. So like somebody like that, now I kind of get it, guys, you know? It depends on the person, because as you said, some people really not respect that boundary. Some people always want to overstep it, and people will always do what they can with you if you allow it to. So I kind of get the boundary thing now, right? All right, so guys, in wrapping up, this was a nice chat, and I've learned so much from you guys, because as I say, I'm from the generation where we're very long suffering, where we say build bonds so till you can't build the bond of the relationship no more. We're very, very long suffering. We have to talk out everything. We have to see you. We have to get that closure or else. So my generation, that is, but I'm learning from you guys, and what I've gotten is that ghosting is, yes, no closure, something that might be considered inconsiderate or hurtful, but at the same time, you have to ghost some people, or ghosting have to go on, because you have to, you have to protect your energy. That's what I'm getting from you guys. You have to protect your energy and your boundaries. If you set your boundaries, people have to respect that. So they can't disrespect you or your boundaries, or else we'll move on. So I'm getting that from you guys. I don't know if I can practice it, but I'm gonna try. And I'm getting that it's not being selfish, but you have to protect your peace. And if people are going to overstep, like how Malik, the girl, they overstep and goes to the point where she see you and not see you, I call you 5 person and not 6. You know what I mean? You have to protect your peace from that person. You can't always be giving them that chance when them not give you the chance or the time of day. So I have learned that the boundary, protecting your peace and your energy, is important for your generation, and I guess for mine too, because with mental health, we have to protect our peace and our mental health. So that's good. So thank you guys for coming on the podcast and talking about your experiences and just helping us to understand more about this ghosting thing. I don't know if we can ghost people, because as I said, me love the communication and the chatting. We love the closure. But I do understand now why, yes, Miss Courtney, that you ghost people sometimes. And I do understand why some people ghost people at times. And I don't know if I can just see the person and not see the person. Me, I don't want to go nuff up and go run and chat. But say what you will. I'll always get hurt, not true? But thank you guys. Thank you so much, Courtney, Najwa, and Malik, for talking to us and coming on the podcast. Thank you guys.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
You're welcome.